I was at work and I was just thinking, man, they said that they would put out the PS5 system software update that would allow us to expand the SSD in the PS5 this summer, and it's almost August and we don't have that update. Where is it? I was thinking that literally a few days ago, but here we are. We woke up on this fine Thursday and the system software has dropped for PS5. What is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD123 here, back again here on PlayStation Source, and we're gonna go over this entire list. There's a lot to go through today, so guys, get a snack, get a meal, perhaps a beverage, a drink, or whatever. We're gonna be here for a little bit. I'll try and be swift with everything, but this may take a while to get through this whole list. But before we do, once again, links below to our Twitter, Discord, all that great stuff, and our Anchor link to listen to our long form content like Save Slot Podcast, which we'll cover this week, the whole SSD stuff in a much granular fashion, because there's a lot to that we're not going to cover here. But definitely make sure to check out those links down below in the description, as well as links to what we'll be referring to here in this video. First one being Tom Warren did compile this whole list and post it on Twitter. Shout out to him. That link is in the description, as well as the beta program signups if you want to have this update for yourself right now on PS5. This is not a public system software update right now. This is just for the beta users in the beta program. So if you want to join that, if you want to have this installed on your PS5 as soon as possible, you can do that with the beta program as well. Do keep in mind, this is beta software. It's not ready for public consumption necessarily, so there will be problems with this software and just bugs that they're still ironing out and everything. So definitely keep that in mind. If you just have one PS5 and everything, it could be it just could end up pretty bad. I mean, maybe, probably not, but just be cautious, okay? Just take care of your PS5, just be cautious. But let's start out here with the big negatives here. This update does not include 1440p resolution and VRR, which is a variable refresh rate in this update. I know those are highly requested things that are for the PS5. A lot of people want them. They're not here in this update, just getting that out the way. Now let's go into what we had to talk about here today. First up here, the SSD is going to be expandable with this update. They say here you can now insert an M.2 SSD to your PS5 expansion slot and use M.2 SSD storage. Just like your PS5's console storage, you can install PS5 and PS4 games in M.2 SSD storage and play them directly from there. This is great and all, but there is a lot more to this whole thing involving pricing and the different SSDs that are there. We're going to talk about that on Save Slot Podcast. It's just a lot to cover that we're just going to cover there. It just makes more sense overall, right? So we'll do that with the Rack Night on Save Slot Podcast, uploading this Sunday. So, but long and short, that's cool. We'll be able to expand the PS5 storage finally. Now, next up here, 3D audio. They did some cool things with this, okay? So you can now enjoy 3D audio with your TV speakers. So they say here that you can measure the acoustics of your room using the microphone on your DualSense to apply the 3D audio setting that's optimized for your room. So it'll use the mic to somehow read how big your room is, and it'll be able to tune the TV speakers to simulate 3D audio. That's really cool stuff right there. That is fire stuff. That is a feature that was only for specific headphones, but now seemingly everyone will be able to use this with your TV speakers. That's a really neat idea. Really like that stuff. Really cool right there. Now next up here, there's some stuff about the control center that we had to discuss here as well. So now you can customize the bottom control center to take out what you don't use, put in what you do use, rearrange it, all that great stuff. So you can now really have a lot more of customizability with your control. Customize, is that a word? Customizability? You can customize the control center a lot better now, as well as if you first open the control center, you'll be greeted with a new introduction that will walk you through some key stuff that you can do with the control center to let you better use it overall. So really cool stuff right there. I love that stuff. And also there's some really cool stuff for screen reader, where if you have to use that feature on the PS5 to interface with it, you can press the PlayStation button and the triangle button to pause whatever you're looking at, and then press it again to play and resume whatever you are looking at, as well as if you need the screen reader to repeat what was just said, you can do so with the PlayStation button and R1 as well. So just really cool stuff, really quick things to be able to help those that need screen reader to use the PS5. You'll love to see that. Now next up here, a big problem with the PS5, right, is that there are, you know what, I can't even lie, okay? It's kind of confusing to know what you're playing, whether it be a PS4 game or a PS5 version of the same game. I've gotten used to it, but granted, I'm the outlier. I cover PlayStation for a hobby, you know what I'm saying? So of course I know, but a lot of people don't know. But now they have seemingly fixed this with this one change. So what they're gonna do now is that if you have two different versions of the same game installed on your PS5, like a PS4 version and a PS5 version, they will now show up as two separate icons, not only on the home screen but also in your game library as well. So that's really cool stuff. You'll be able to finally see, you know, if it's a PS5 version or a PS4 version very easily. I think this is something that needed to happen eventually, and now it's here. It was cool to have it on the side toggle. Like, I get what they were going for there to make it a little bit more condensed and seamless, but now with this is going to be just straightforward. A lot of people are going to really appreciate this overall. Now let's talk about the library here. They know that the install tab will be the first thing you see now when you go to the library. It's already like that. Maybe they mean like when you hover over it. Not sure what they mean there, but maybe that's what they meant. But you know, like I said before, you'll have the PS4 and PS5 version separate on the library as well. And under your collection tab in the library, you'll be able to see on the game tiles the number of versions that are available to you given that game. So if there's a PS4 version available, you'll be able to see that you can download it, PS5, etc., all that great stuff. And now you can hide games quicker as well on the library. Cool stuff there. Next up, let's go into Game Base, where you can now access party text chats and send messages from the Game Base directly, so you don't have to go into the actual friends section of the UI. Very cool stuff there. Also, if you're the owner of a party, you can now delete it. I guess you couldn't do that. What the hell? Okay, I guess you can do that. I don't know. But from the Game Base control menu, select the party you want to delete. You can do that. All that great stuff. Next up, you can now see how many friends are online, busy, or offline under the Friends tab now on Control Center, and you can accept, decline, or cancel multiple friend requests at the same time. That's really cool. You don't have to go one by one. Now you can just accept all of them or decline all of them if you're that type of person. You know, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do. Now, next up here, the trophies is where things get real spicy. Okay, they are now adding a trophy tracker to the Control Center, so you'll be able to pin 5 different trophies that you are searching, and they'll show up on the Control Center, so you can, you know, just easily track whatever you are going for. That is super lit. Love to see that. 10 out of 10 stuff right there. And also, when you are playing a game, you can easily access the information you know, about the trophy via the trophy tracker, and you can pin the trophy tracker to the side as well to have it always showing during gameplay. You can pin it to the side of the screen as well. That is super neat. A lot of trophy hunters are gonna love that you know, whole feature and everything. And also, this is the big one, boys. This is the big one. Okay, yes, trophy tracking is great, but check this out. When viewing the trophy list of games, the trophies will now be displayed vertically instead of horizontally. You'll now be able to see more information for each trophy without selecting it. The trophy lists on PS5 were always trash. Okay, they were horizontal. They didn't show you shit. You had to click in. There were too many layers to it. Now it's gonna be looking like PS4 status. That's 10 out of 10. You love to see that. It's the small things about the PS5 that they're finally ironing out. This is fantastic steps. Also, side note, this also doesn't include anything about you being able to hold down the PlayStation button to go to rest mode. That is still beyond me how you can't do that, but but beside the point, let's talk about PS Now. Okay, so PS Now, there's some real cool stuff here. Okay, so now you'll be able to test, the streaming connection test lets you identify and fix problems with your connection. Okay, so that's cool. So you'll be able to get more info about if you need to reset your, you know, internet or whatever. But now you can choose your maximum streaming resolution to optimize your game performance. So they did talk about this a few weeks ago, and I thought it was gonna be automatic. I thought it'd just be like, you know, hey, all 1080p streaming games, if your internet can handle it, you'll be able to toggle to you know, 1080p. But it looks like this will now be rolled out in this update where you'll have to manually toggle it to 1080p. I'm cool with that. I'm sure my internet can support 1080p streaming. That's going to be super nice for PS Now. Again, PS Now still needs a lot of work, but it's a great step to allow 1080p streaming to PS Now. And now you'll see directly in the Game Hub, if if and when a PlayStation Now game is scheduled to be removed, so you can make sure you try new games or play your favorites while they're still available. This is a great little thing too as well. Let us know when a game is about to be removed from the service. A lot of people don't follow the blog or don't follow the PlayStation Now updates or don't watch our PlayStation Now update videos as well, which we do every month here on the channel. Side plug. But you can now see it from your PS5. It'll tell you which games are going to be removed, etc. And lastly here, we do have some other changes that are pretty minor, just tweaks and everything that I will just run through really quickly and everything. So first up here with the control center, you can now have it where the control center will suggest when a friend is playing the game that you can join PS5 native games or even a PS Now game that is being streamed as well. I'm assuming with the PS Now game you can also have it downloaded and they'll suggest when you can join that game as well, but it'll also be enabled for those that are streaming a game on PS Now as well. Media gallery stuff, you can set to record a clip when you achieve a high score or a personal best in a game. They added new fonts for text on your screenshots, and also when manually recording a video clip, the counter will disappear after 3 seconds. More video length options are also available in this update for having saved recent gameplay that you just played. You can also choose to display save confirmation notifications for screenshots. That was something that wasn't there, that was in the past on PS4, so now you can toggle that to show when something was saved. That's really cool stuff right there. For parental controls here, when a child requests to play a game or use a communication feature, the parent will receive a notification on PS5 and the PlayStation app, along with the child receiving a notification back whether the parent accepted or denied said request. That's really cool stuff right there. With notifications now, speaking of, you can now choose whether to receive notifications about new products and special offers via the PS5 or email, and you can look at videos in the notifications that pop up. If you get sent a video essentially and the video is attached to a notification, you can watch that video straight from the notification card as opposed to going into the actual video where it was and everything. And now you have the ability to turn off notification sounds as well, which is kind of wild that the PS5 didn't have that. I didn't even realize that, but I guess now you can do that as well. And some other things as well really quickly here. Accessories connected to a PS5 with a mic will now show mute status of said device on the PS5. They also made a setting where they have the internet connection. When you set it up, it's going to be a lot easier of a process to do that. When adjusting 3D audio profiles, you can now move sound left to right to find the best fit for you. They also improved 3D audio quality on some games with compatible headphones. So just some games that have 3D audio, they have upped that quality in this software update. Pretty cool stuff right there. The Pulse 3D headset owners, those that have that Pulse 3D headset, they can now access an audio EQ feature where you can toggle that. Maybe you want more bass, you want more clarity, whatever you want. There's EQ settings for that. When you block someone, you can now choose to leave the party that you are in with them at the same time, but you won't leave parties that contain the both of you and other people as well. That's a weird one there. I don't know what that's about, but if you block people, you can do that now. Broadcast and video clips now have 2 separate controls for your mic audio and your party audio. And lastly here, DualSense software update is included in this PS5 update that will improve stability, along with an option in the settings to manually update your DualSense. Now I'm thinking that I only saw the pop-up to update my DualSense when I started the PS5 initially, so was that the only way that you can update your DualSense? Now that I think about it, you know what I'm saying? So now you'll be able to manually do it here in settings on the PS5 with this update. That was a lot of stuff, guys. How do you feel about this update? What are things that you want there to be in future updates? What's missing from this one? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below down there. Follow our links, our Twitter, Discord, Anchor link, like I said before, for Save Slot Podcast, where once again we will be having a much bigger discussion about the PS5 SSD stuff in the weekend on Save Slot Podcast. And like the video if you enjoyed it, as well as hit subscribe to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. This is a very, very good update overall. I forgot to get my closing comments and everything. This is a very, very cool update. There's definitely stuff that I'm wanting about the PS5 and everything. Maybe I'll do a separate video about that. But regardless, hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. And as always, greatness awaits.